Linton Leadership and Management Consulting is a veteran-owned and operated consulting company based out of Sevierville, Tennessee, with a local, national, and global reach. At Linton Leadership and Management Consulting, we provide leadership, human performance, and management consulting services, as well as coaching to companies of any size on methods to improve performance in their organizations. One-on-one coaching and mentoring is available to all individuals at any level of your organization. Additionally, large and small group seminars can be conducted. In these seminars, information on leadership tactics and techniques is shared, best practices discussed, and team building exercises are conducted, all of which serve to highlight methods on ways to increase the team's and the individual's performance. You can email the show to get the conversation started on exploring ways that we can work together to improve your team's performance. A significant discount will be offered to any Sevier County, Tennessee businesses. Welcome to the weekend update for Liberty, Leadership, and Lies with Larry Linton, coming to you from the Goat Locker studio here in Sevierville, Tennessee. For my local listeners and my Tennessee listeners, I have a call to action. If I were to throw my hat in the ring for elected office, what would you like for me to focus on? I am getting closer to making the decision and would definitely like the input of all Tennesseans that listen. So I'm asking you to email me your top 3 priorities on what you would like your elected representative to focus on. You can send them to larry@libertyleadershipandlies.com. Also, ask your neighbors here, and your coworkers, and your family. Tell me what you think the role of government is and what it isn't. This call to action is about the local and state level roles of government. We'll get into the federal probably sometime in the future. For local news, the interview with a Sevier County servant leader has been recorded, and the editing is in progress, although it won't need much editing because Emily is a gifted speaker. And after the news all over the country and in our state, it is evident that this method, this homeschooling, will be the only one that ensures our children are educated and not indoctrinated. Also, don't forget, Monday is a Sevier County School Board meeting. I plan on being there. I'm getting really excited. The word on the streets is that it will be very well attended, as they always should be. The elected officials need to be held accountable and directed to follow the wishes of the people that elected them and not teachers' unions. They work for us. I still have not received any responses from the school board member that I have now emailed 3 times. I will approach him directly either before or after the meeting and gauge his response. Also, the Constitutional Conservatives of Tennessee's next meeting is on August 19th. These meetings always have great information that is shared that informs us and guides us, not to mention the great fellowship with like-minded patriots. So if you're at Sevier County, please plan on attending. As I noted in this past Wednesday's episode, it is quite apparent now that the 26 trans-Republican senators are doing the bidding of the jab manufacturers and not the will of the people. So let's flood their email with Freedom of Information Act requests or open record requests for their communications with anybody that is closely tied to the jab manufacturers as well as the federal government. And speaking of those trans-Republicans, they still haven't responded to my emails either. They're cowards. They're oath breakers. In other state news, the Metro Nashville schools have instituted a mask mandate for the upcoming school year. I will say this until I am blue in the face. If you send your kids to public government schools, it is tantamount to child abuse. Why would you willingly turn your child over to an organization that works to circumvent your morals, your values, your beliefs, and subject your children to ineffective community health protocols? It is child abuse, plain and simple, especially if you allow it to continue. You do have a choice. More importantly, you have a responsibility that should never be abdicated to government to fulfill. National news is just a mess. Weak, unprincipled usurpers are about to pass legislation to put us further into debt. They have labeled it infrastructure, but it contains every socialist dream in it too. Along those lines, I'm hearing rumors or talk about what is being called the Big Snap. Stand by for it. I think people all across the fruited plains are about ready to just say we've had enough. We asked you to leave us alone, and you didn't. We've had enough. If the new aristocracy in Washington, D.C. and our state capitals continue to ignore the people, I fear something drastic is going to happen. We're already starting to see the shortages of goods and services and food that we saw in the early 2020 pandemic stages. I think it'll get worse before it gets better. Keep looking for the election forensic audits to kick off in states other than Arizona. Also, I am eagerly anticipating the results out of Arizona. The bootlicking media is ramping up all efforts to either silence the news or change the narrative completely. Well, until next week, this has been the weekend update of Liberty, Leadership, and Lies with Larry Linton. I pray you all have a wonderful weekend. Stand in the arena. Reveille, it's time to wake up.